Today, we're talking about Undecember because you guys were so interested in it on the channel, and with Diablo Immortal now being delayed another 11 months, we have a contender in the mobile and in the PC market for action RPGs that can gain some traction while Diablo Immortal isn't here. Does Undecember have what it takes to be a blockbuster hit on mobile? What is up, my friends? My name is Echo and welcome back to the channel, a channel where I typically talk to you guys about Diablo Immortal, but Undecember, as I mentioned, has some potential. Now, when we watch the trailer right now, in the beginning, it looks like one of those more Japanimation style action RPGs, which I don't love. But when we dive into the gameplay, this is where it really shines. There are about 5 points that I want to talk to you guys about today about this game and why I think it actually may have some potential. Now, I want to note, I have not yet played the game. It is still very early, and although this game is supposed to release this year with Diablo Immortal releasing in 2022 now, it's going to give a little bit of opportunity for this game. Now, as I mentioned, the 5 points about why Undecember has some potential, well, they're incoming. But first, let's do a little research. So first things first, Undecember is being developed by Needs Games and published by Line Games. Now, we're on the Line Games website right now, and you don't see Undecember. But when you go over to games and you go over to mobile, you will notice that Undecember is here on the list. When you click on it, though, it only tells you coming soon. No more information is to be had. You come over here to PC and you'll notice that it also has Undecember, also with no information. Now, if you're wondering where you can get Undecember on PC, it's going to be available on Steam. Now, Undecember is not even on Steam as an upcoming game at this point in time, so we don't yet know if it's free to play or pay to play, but my assumption would be that being a free to play game on mobile, it would also be free to play on PC with some type of microtransactions within the game. And I looked up Line Games over on Twitter just to see what they were all about. It is an active Twitter account, which is awesome, but they don't really talk much about Undecember. You better believe that I hit them up asking them some information, and what you guys should do right now, because you're my OGs, you should totally go on over to Twitter, go to Line Games, and tell them to hit up @EchoThroughMe with some information because of my interest in playing Undecember and maybe even making some videos for you guys. Now, obviously, this game being cross-platform is something that Diablo Immortal does not have, and it's something that I think is a huge feature. It's going to be amazing that you could play on PC when you want to, and then when you're on the go, you could take the game with you and continue your gameplay. A massive feature that we're going to be seeing used in many different games as time goes on. This is a feature that's going to become standard, a feature that Diablo Immortal is not going to have. Do I think it's bad that Diablo Immortal's not going to have it? No, I don't, because they're trying to establish themselves firmly in the mobile market, but I do like that it's an option here with Undecember because it's going to not isolate either of the communities. It's going to allow for PC and mobile gamers to play together in unison, which maybe could even bring, that little gap that we have between respect a little bit closer together. Now, I love that Undecember does not have classes. This is something that we haven't seen before, and it's not like they don't have classes, but you aren't stuck with choosing a class. Now, again, there's a lot up in the air that we don't yet know because we haven't yet played the game, but if you create a class, you create your character, I should say, because you're not actually creating a class, you'll develop this character as time goes on. From the skills that you decide to use and the gear that you decide to pick up, your character can act and perform and battle in different fashions. So really, potentially, you'll be able to change up your class. You'll be able to grind up a character and change up how that character performs heavily based on skills and gear. Not just changing how a wizard acts but is still a wizard, but changing how a character acts to the point where it can act as a wizard and then maybe even act as a melee style barbarian class. Leaves a lot of options, also leaves a lot of grind potential there as well. Like, it's not just going to upgrade all of your skills organically the way Diablo Immortal does. It's going to take a lot longer, and you're probably going to have to be specific about which skills you're actually grinding up. So if you decide to grind up a class that's a melee class and then want to change it over to something that's a spell wielding class, it's probably going to be another grind in front of you, which is fun. It's a different mechanic and it's a different way to play an action RPG on PC or on mobile. Now, speaking of classes, that brings up the skills, and it's being said that there are thousands of skill combinations. Now, because skills aren't locked into certain classes, you should have the ability and the accessibility to have all of those skills. You should be able to collect and find and grind all of these skills. And it makes me believe that you could even create some type of hybrid characters where you can use barbarian style melee character traits and mix them with wizard, glass cannon style traits, and possibly be able to develop yourself some kind of a class that has never been made before in these types of games. That's not really either ideal or not normal, which could be a ton of fun. It's really just giving the player, giving us the ability to play exactly how we want to play the game. Now, again, maybe there's some locks there that I don't know of. Maybe if you're using this helmet and this weapon, you have to use these skills. Not sure how that all works. There may be some limitations there, but also maybe not. Maybe it's complete freedom to build whatever we want, and that would be epic. Now, I want to look at the colors and the settings of the game, starting with this bridge scene right here. I think it looks amazing, and again, I don't know where these renders are coming from. Just so you know, I dropped the speed down to 3/4 speed, which is why she's looking a little bit slower right now, just so we can get a good look at these zones. But notice once the skills are being used, the light from those beams is actually lighting up the ground underneath. The graphics here are incredible, and the zones are all very different. Just wait a moment. Everything is not dark. Everything is not with stone and, dreary and dungeony. You have some really bright zones as well, which remind me of other games that we've played in the past that really do a nice job with the graphic mechanics. And I don't know what engine this is being built on. Well, I wish I did. If you could figure that out, let me know. I could not find it anywhere. Check this out though. Check out the camera rotation going over this bridge through all of those enemies. And right here, this is what I was talking about. Just check out all of the white colors. It's literally just white, black, and gray, and it looks amazing. It sometimes only takes very simple colors to get a beautiful effect. And I love this zone right here. I don't know, I'm just a fan of these snowy white style zones. Let me know down below if you like it as well. This by far was one of my favorites, and even here, look at the poison, the green of that poison that's being used. Color effects are used very well from what we can see so far inside of the game, and the contrast between the zone and the skills being used, the attacks being used, and even some of the enemies is pretty epic. Wouldn't mind seeing some blood effects as well, but I'm not sure if that's going to be a mechanic that's inside of the game. Just saying it would look pretty cool. As you see some of the reds pop on the screen in those white zones, it's really just a great look, in my opinion. So really, when I'm talking about zones and graphics, I think they look awesome. And did you just see the color change and the enemy in the background right there as well? Lots of attention to detail. The zone started bright and then went dark because whatever that light effect was is fading in and out. I just love the colors inside of this game. And my last point here today is PvP and PvE combat. We all know that action RPGs know how to do PvE. There's no question, dungeoning, rifting, doing all that together, playing campaign together, it's been done before. It needs to be done in these games, but it's been done before, it's nothing new. But PvP is the uncharted territory that I really wanted Diablo Immortal to dive into, and that maybe Undecember will as well. They mentioned that they do have PvP. How they're gonna build it, I have no idea. But if they did that Battle Royale style, or if they did that Team Deathmatch style, or something like that, it would just be epic. Now, we've seen it in A3 Still Alive, but the game as a whole wasn't fulfilling. It didn't complete my feeling and my needs in an action RPG. This one has a lot of potential, and you better believe that I'll be having my eye out for ways to get involved inside of it. And the first thing I'm going to look into is, what does the PvP look like inside of the game? Now, as of right now, there is no way to register for an alpha or a beta build, or even for the release, at least not that I've found. As you saw earlier, it only gave me some coming soon information. I've reached out to Line Games on Twitter. Hopefully I get a response. Probably won't, but it's okay. We're gonna try anyway, and you guys are gonna go on over to Twitter and let Line Games know that Echo Through Me is really excited about their game and wants to get his hands on it to make some content and share it with the community. That's your guys' job, as well as dropping down to the comment section below, letting me know what you think of Undecember, and while you're down there, subscribe and ring the bell for daily Diablo Immortal videos, and, well, who knows, maybe even a few on Undecember as well. Exciting times to come, my friends. We will find things to play while we wait for Diablo Immortal. I hope you enjoyed today's video and come back tomorrow for another one, because you guys know I got you covered. I've seen you eyeing my mug the entire show. The entire time you've been staring at this, out of the corner of your eye. If you want to grab one, guys, I have them for sale. My Echo mugs and swag and gear, all from High Score Tees. Links down below if you want to represent. Coffee tastes 10% better from this mug. So good. Have a great day, guys, and be good.